Have you heard of the Kybalion or Hermeticism? You might not have given the Hermetic Principles much thought. But surprisingly, you can still use these old ideas in your life today. It turns out that anyone seeking to advance their own development can employ the ancient self-mastery principles of Hermeticism. If you already use the law of attraction, this is very powerful. In this video, you'll see that there is a fair amount of overlap. Understanding Hermeticism can also assist you in overcoming some of the most prevalent obstacles to successful manifestation. We'll look at each of the universal laws and their corresponding Hermetic principles. We'll examine the relationship between the law of attraction and these universal rules. You can utilize the 7 Hermetic principles to create new ways of thinking and to apply them to your current practices. This is a deep dive into a very powerful topic. This video is designed for serious law of attraction practitioners only. Before we get started, we're curious how many of you have heard of the Kybalion or Hermetic Principles before coming across this video? Just pause the video for a second and leave us a comment below, letting us know if you have or not. Okay, let's get into the 7 Hermetic Principles and how you can use them in your everyday life. First of all, what is Hermeticism? The history of Hermeticism can be traced back to the 1st century, but the core concepts have been preserved to this day. The main ideas of this worldview are detailed in Byzantine collections of literature and letters known as the Corpus Hermetica. In the 15th century, the texts were translated into Latin. During the Italian Renaissance, they are commonly believed to have influenced and inspired a great number of philosophers and artists. And the Freemasons, who rediscovered and spread the Hermetic Principles, are responsible for their modern popularity. One of the primary reasons Hermeticism has survived is that it purports to explain the fundamental fabric of reality in a timeless, elegant manner. They address issues that our species has been grappling with since its inception. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of all parts of our universe as well as our unique ability to effect positive change. Furthermore, Hermeticism's doctrines are compatible with much of modern science. These universal laws can even be seamlessly integrated into a wide range of different religions, as well as being compatible with atheistic perspectives. The Kybalion and the Hermetic Principles. The Kybalion is a book that condenses much of Hermeticism and was published by a mysterious individual, or individuals, named the 3 Initiates. The book's name is a direct reference to the 3 planes of existence: the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. The Kybalion lays out 7 Hermetic principles that provide a framework for understanding the universe. Each chapter of the book delves into one of the principles, explaining and illustrating it in detail. At first glance, it may appear to be based on fantasy and have little bearing on everyday life or modern people. However, upon closer inspection, it is clear that the Kybalion is a work of great wisdom and insight. The principles have broad and powerful applicability once you take the time to interpret and consider the core meaning of each one. The planes of existence and the law of attraction. As noted before, the 3 planes of existence in Hermetic traditions are the mental, physical, and spiritual. Hermeticism suggests deep connections between all 3 of these planes and emphasizes that each is constantly influencing the others. The law of attraction teaches us that our thoughts can have a direct impact on the physical world around us. This is in line with Hermetic philosophy, which states that our thoughts, which exist on the mental plane, can influence the world around us. The emotional and spiritual world has a very real impact on the development of our lives. The different planes of existence are intimately connected with vibrational frequency. It is crucial to understand that the physical plane will shift its vibration to match the mental vibration of your thoughts. The vibration of the mental plane is partially determined by your spiritual vibration. Therefore, according to the law of attraction, increasing your spiritual vibration is the key to creating a more prosperous and fulfilling life. The laws of the universe, 7 Hermetic principles. Now that you have a basic understanding of the nature and origins of Hermeticism, we can begin to explore the principles themselves. Each of the 7 Hermetic laws can help you both understand and control the universe. Plus, it may help you make practical decisions that lead you towards your true purpose. we will explore some of the main ways that you can connect their lessons with your law of attraction manifestation work. As has been previously mentioned, the law of attraction and the Hermetic Principles share a deep connection. 1. The principle of mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. The principle of mentalism is the belief that everything in the universe is mental. The universe is seen as a living mind that is connected to all other minds. In other words, your every action and thought is a result of different mental faculties working in tandem. This Hermetic principle is important because it teaches us that we are all connected and that our environment is a part of us. Once you understand the truth of mentalism, you begin to realize how our thoughts can shape our reality. How to use this principle? The principle of mentalism tells us that our thoughts influence our actions. Therefore, if we want to achieve our goals, we need to think positive thoughts. It is important to carefully plan your life, identify your passions and purpose, and align your thoughts with the universe in order to create the reality you desire. Hermetic teachings emphasize the power of reason and intelligence, cautioning us against impulsive choices. Intuition does play an important role, but it should not be the only factor considered when making decisions. 2. The principle of correspondence. As above, so below, as below, so above, as within, so without, as without, so within. The principle of correspondence suggests that there are always connections between the mental, physical, and spiritual realms. Therefore, if we want to discern the patterns in our lives, we must take into account all three of these areas. This principle states that we cannot access all planes of existence, but that a keenly honed sense of intuition can help us tap into aspects of the higher and lower planes. How to use this principle? Your gut feelings are actually your subconscious mind trying to communicate with you. By paying attention to these feelings, you can better understand the link between your everyday experiences and the higher, spiritual plane. The principle of correspondence is also linked to the idea of repeating patterns, small and large. As you reflect on the repeating themes in your own life, consider how your mental, physical, and spiritual aspects are interconnected. For example, if you are feeling low on energy in your spiritual life, it may manifest itself in physical lethargy in your body. However, on the positive side, practicing daily gratitude rituals can rejuvenate your spiritual side and lead to noticeable improvements in your physical well-being. 3. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. If you're familiar with the law of attraction, you probably know about the principle of vibration. In short, everything has its own energy on all planes of existence. The principle of vibration tells us that everything in the universe is vibrating at a certain frequency. Even the smallest particle impacts things around it. This principle is important because it tells us that high-energy things are drawn towards one another and are attuned to them on a basic level. How to use this principle? If you want to be happy and fulfilled, you should aim to be a source of high energy. Low energy particles are attracted to other sources of low energy, so by becoming a source of high energy, you will be more likely to attract happy and fulfilling relationships into your life. Increasing your vibrational frequency can attract more positive events, people, and possessions into your life, according to the law of attraction. This is because like attracts like. If you can raise your vibration, you can bring in more of what you want into your life. On the other hand, if you get dragged into negativity, it will be hard to attract what you desire. Both expert manifestors and Hermeticists believe that all of our thoughts can be fine-tuned. In this way, we can make our vibrational frequency progressively higher in a way that changes our lives. 4. The principle of polarity. Everything is dual, everything has poles, and everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same, opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet, all truths are but half-truths, all paradoxes may be reconciled. The Hermetic principle of polarity is the belief that everything in life has an opposite. This contrast is what gives our lives meaning. lack and abundance are two sides of the same coin. Without experiencing lack, it is difficult to appreciate abundance. The polarity of life's experiences helps us to avoid taking things for granted. The principle of polarity states that everything has two opposite sides. This means that we all contain both love and hate, positivity and negativity, sadness and joy. We must be aware of the differences between these two forces and how they can impact our lives. We must make a conscious effort to choose the side that will be most beneficial to us in any given situation. How to use this principle? One way to utilize the principle of polarity in your day-to-day life is to remind yourself to think about contrasts that raise your vibration. For example, every time you go through something bad or difficult, challenge yourself to remember at least one good thing. If you face challenges and overcome them, you will appreciate the good things in your life more. Also, realize that the things that don't work out show you what you should be doing instead. 5. The principle of rhythm. Everything flows, out and in, everything has its tides, all things rise and fall. The principle of rhythm teaches us that everything is constantly moving and changing. There is a pattern to the changes we experience, and everything goes through cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. This principle applies to the Earth's seasons in the same way it does to our bodies. The core idea can be illustrated with a pendulum. Imagine it constantly swinging back and forth and repeatedly reaching both great highs and great lows. There is a sense of predictability and inevitability attached to this idea. In addition, there is a message that nothing in life is ever still. How to use this principle? The principle of rhythm is a powerful tool that can help you create lasting change in your life. When you understand and embrace the principle that nothing is permanent, you can let go of negative patterns and embrace positive change. This understanding can help you create greater success, joy, and abundance in your life. 6. The principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. The principle of causality, also known as the principle of cause and effect, examines the relationships between actions and experiences. In other words, it explores how one event can cause another. This principle is important because it helps us understand how the world works and how our actions can affect others. There's no such thing as pure luck or chance, everything happens for a reason. Hermeticism often encourages people to become more active agents in their lives. This essentially means that you become the cause, more often than the effect. How to use this principle? Decide what you want to do and be, and take action to make it happen. In order to achieve your goals, it is important to plan out the precise steps you need to take. This principle prompts you to think about the far-reaching impacts of your choices and encourages you to address the things that are influencing you, for good or for worse. The principle of causality states that there is a cause and effect relationship between two events. This means that your thoughts and actions can directly influence your life and the lives of others. When you apply this principle to your manifestation work, you can use it to understand how your spiritual beliefs and practices can affect your reality. Working on creating a richer, more positive inner world will instigate positive changes on the outside. Meanwhile, if you are stuck in a negative environment, your inner world will suffer in response. 7. The principle of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. The last of the Hermetic Principles is the principle of gender. This principle states that everything has both masculine and feminine aspects. This is not just true for people, but for all aspects of the mental, physical, and spiritual planes. It is important to note that you do not need to believe in gender stereotypes or perspective views about gender roles in order to make use of these concepts. This principle is more about different masculine and feminine energies than it is about biological sex. The former is typically seen as assertive, exploratory, and transformative, while the latter is reflective, protective, and nourishing. We can function at our best when we know how to use both energies in the right way. How to use this principle? Hermetic philosophy teaches that we are all made up of a combination of masculine and feminine energy. The principle of gender can be used as a guide to help us find ways to balance these energies within ourselves. An excess of either masculine or feminine energy can lower our vibrational frequency. For example, with too much masculine energy comes recklessness and loss of perspective. On the other hand, too much feminine energy may be correlated with inaction. These 7 Hermetic principles are like the keys to the kingdom to living the life you always imagined. Discover the law of attraction by living in alignment to your highest self and everything you truly want in life. The ones who ever say they don't want something are least likely ever to obtain it. When you live in alignment with these 7 principles, you create magic in your life and manifest your highest vision possible. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the law of attraction or the Hermetic principles, then please pop them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. If you've enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more videos around manifestation and the law of attraction.